Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal, and Shorts Guy. And we're missing some company here.
Yes.
Tonight.
We're missing company.
I don't know who it is. Yeah, and the crew. As we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. How are you, my friends?
Good.
Doing good. Doing very good.
Lots of things happening.
All-Star
Weekend. You know what? I'm doing just fine. Just getting the swing of things. I mean, I hadn't talked to Scotty in a week. I hadn't talked to Vinny in a week. I hadn't talked to anybody. Talked to Nick on Wednesday. Then I talked. It feels weird. Because Devils hockey is going to be back tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Better whip out the crab legs because we're playing Vancouver. Rick Tockett's Vancouver Canucks. And anybody that sits behind the Vancouver bench tomorrow and holds up some crab legs and crack them right behind Rick Tocchet will have complimentary tickets from JCB Architectural. I haven't talked to him about that promotion yet, but to a later game.
Do they even serve crab legs in the arena?
No.
Probably not. You're going to have to bring it in. Yeah, you're going to have to bring it in.
I'm sure that'll be a good one to get.
Throw it out on the ice.
Yeah. Why are you carrying some Alaskan king crab legs in your pocket, sir? What's going on here?
We're playing Vancouver. What else?
Yeah.
Take 16 wins. 16
that goes
wins
all together. Oh boy. Well, I got to say right off the bat, look at that jersey right in the center of your screen, everybody. Kitty Cat just went and blocked everything.
In the way. Yeah, man.
Well,
this thing is.
Look at that Utica throwback.
Look at this,
baby.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
That is a beaut.
I wanted to order one of the white ones earlier in the season, and I wasn't sure because I'm one of those in-betweener type people that I can fit into sometimes fit into a medium, sometimes fit into a large. So I didn't know what size I needed, and I missed out on the white one, and then all of a sudden the red ones came out, and I was like, this is why I didn't get a white one, because I want a red one instead. The colors, I don't know if you can see it good through this camera, but the colors it's a little bit of a brighter green than the forest green of the of this jersey. But man, I love it. I bought it. It showed up 2 days later.
Well, there we go.
There you go. Full screen.
Full screen action.
Got up here again. Look at this.
There we go.
Wow, that looks beautiful.
Throwback.
That is great.
I love it. Very happy with the purchase. So, I had to wear it tonight.
Man, that is a sharp-looking jersey over there.
Yeah, a jersey I never thought I'd have. I never thought I'd have a Utica Devils jersey, and here I am today.
And here you are. Insanely better. Insanely better than those All-Star jerseys, I gotta say.
I love the All-Star jerseys.
You like them?
I love them. I love the All-Star jerseys, and I think even better were some of the goalie setups with those jerseys were just absolutely sweet.
I couldn't tell whose team anybody was on because they looked the same to me out on the ice.
That's the thing. When the jerseys originally came out, the East were just the primarily black ones, and the West was the primarily white ones. But then when they came out for the games, there were white East ones and black West ones, and I was like, oh man, I kind of like those white East ones instead. But the goalie setups, Hellebuck had one of the better setups, and I hate to admit this. I absolutely hate admitting this. Shesterkin's setup was sweet with his with his Brian's pads. Sorokin had a good setup as well as Allmark. But I would definitely say the top two would have been
Hellebuck.
Hellebuck and Shesterkin.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say that, as much as I hate to give any kind of credit to Shesterkin.
Yeah, we can just talk about Hellebuck then, because his pads did look pretty sick there.
His pads were sick. He also had custom sticks for that night too.
Yeah.
But Shesterkin's pads, when I watched the skills competition with the Rags jersey, didn't look very good. But then I'll send it to the group. There's a picture of him in the All-Star jersey with his All-Star pads set up, and it looks perfect. Just the way it was. So, but I'm a big fan of those jerseys. In fact, at some point you might see me wearing one.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Okay. The Miami Knights over here. All right. Okay. We'll see how that goes. I gotta say, well, welcome everybody, by the way, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. We're back after our little hiatus over here. But yeah, I'll put my vote in as a nay on the jerseys for the All-Star. I thought it was just, they looked too similar. When they were out there on the ice, it was hard to tell like who was who and where they were going. It didn't help that at one point they had Johnny Gaudreau and Kevin Hayes on the same line, and they're both number 13. At least 13, one is like 8 feet tall, and the other one is not. But yeah, I don't know. I was a little meh. I like the idea of everyone wearing the retro jerseys during the skills competition. I thought that was a nice touch. Just to show off and, make the NHL a little bit more money so we can get that salary cap moving up and all that escrow and everything that's going on in the league. But what did you guys think of the All-Star festivities over the weekend in general?
All right. I'll go first. The super skills. I'm going to sound like, that old man that tells you to get off his lawn. I thought the super skills, the current setup, I don't like. I think it's a little too long and drawn out. I don't like the shootout competition. I think this year just didn't work very well. It was pretty lame. Some of the taped stuff was okay. It was good to see the goalies involved again. That Tendy tandem, I was a fan of that. But
I like that. Yeah.
That was a good one.
I thought that was good. Yeah.
Some of it was just so drawn out. It was just fun just to watch just the straight up competitions of the early 2000s, late 90s. The game, I thought the game was fun. It kind of sucks because the Metro played one game and then they were done. Was it the Central or Pacific that went to the final?
Central.
I forget.
Central
and the Atlantic, yeah.
Yes.
Or Pacific? Okay, sorry.
I can't remember. But anyway, it's like you play one game and you're out. So that's kind of lame. We only got to see that duo of Ovechkin and Crosby once, which I thought that would have been cool. Overall, I enjoyed watching it. The super skills, I would like to see them tighten that up a little bit more. Overall, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree with you on the super skills situation over there. First off, being down there in Miami, Florida, okay, it's cool because it's nice outside and it's a travel destination. Not really the biggest hockey hotbed, in the country or in the continent, and old South Beach over there. So you got that kind of working against you. But yeah, the skills competition, it's always nice to see the hardest shot and who skates the fastest. I wouldn't mind if they did 2 laps in the fastest skater competition to let the boys get going a little bit, And yeah, the shootout stuff, like it really is. It's just kind of a joke now. I feel like, like there's, I don't know. I wasn't really into it. All the vignettes and what did Kachuk do? He just came out and it's cool seeing Luongo come out. But
that I liked. I enjoyed that.
Hey, here's a lifeguard. Here's my brother sitting on a lawn chair. Do you really need all that? No. You know, like I think it got a little out of hand this year with just like trying to make it so goofy and social media, pop. I think that's what they were really, really trying to go for. And I didn't really dig on that. I really liked the 10D tandem. I think that's what they were calling it there. I love seeing, everyone loves seeing Scoro from back in the day. So it was like incorporating Scoro, for the goalies.
Yes.
Everyone loves seeing goalies shoot the puck down the ice. And then, I thought it was a cool idea because one of my favorite things, I still remember, oh man, I don't remember how old I was, but I'll never forget watching the skills competition at the old Bennigan's in Morristown, New Jersey. And I remember seeing Marty make some incredible saves on Yager years and years ago. I love the idea of like the 2-on-0, the 3-on-0, the breakaway stuff in the goaltending tandem thing. I thought that was the best part, and I liked them bringing in the women as well, who put on some slick moves over there.
Oh my gosh!
But it does seem, dude, it does seem a lot of it is just like, hey, and I get it now. Like you're more concerned about not injuring yourself. But I feel like, if you rewind like 15, 20 years ago, and I'm going to sound like an old man right now and get off my lawn, that, the players were really there to put on a show and really show off how good they were. And in this, like, you can see like the goaltenders were just kind of like, meh, I'll just let them score. Sometimes, the skaters were only going at very slow. Let me just try and make this. Okay. Whereas, 15 years ago, they were really out there, like, kind of hustling to show off. Yeah, So I really missed that aspect of it, but I get it, too, that the players don't want to get injured in the All-Star game. They don't want to pull a hammy. You look at someone like Hellebuck, who is, man.
Or pull somebody down like a horse collar, trying to.
Oh, yeah, Brady Tkachuk there. Yeah, thanks, Brady, for that one. That was awesome. But overall, I thought it was okay, but they can definitely it could definitely be better.
I think you guys are being too nice. I thought it sucked, to be honest. I thought it sucked so bad.
Oh, troll Sam troll.
No. I'm not trying to troll or get attention. But
speaking of get off my lawn.
All right, no. Let me explain. I'm going to explain it because, I'm going to back it up. Originally, I was going to say, it was all right. They tried something new. Some of it was cool. Some of it was, When I want to see skills competition, I'm going to allude to what Scotty said about 25 years ago. I watched the AHL skills competition about an hour ago. It was hockey. I was in love with the speed. Yeah. The speed, the accuracy, the just everything, the skill, taking the puck around the cones, racing competition, just the game itself. I just think that either ESPN just wanted to appeal to a more of a broad the masses or whatever. It was just too silly, just way too silly and too phony for me. And I don't know. I think you guys were being too nice. Well, I just thought it sucked. I really did.
Let's not forget that those AHL guys are trying to prove that they deserve to be in the NHL, not the AHL. So they're trying to make their mark, whereas the NHL guys have made it. It's some of those old skills
like rapid fire. Like I love rapid fire.
Oh yeah,
rapid fire.
Oh yeah.
Some of that stuff was just it was like you said, they were hockey skills. It wasn't showboating like the breakaway challenges become. It's like the accuracy shooting, that's still always a good one. I thought for the fastest skater there was so much time in between There was so much time in between some of those rounds that, those guys there's a potential to get hurt there more than anything else.
Yeah.
To
I
not
like
have
to
a
see them
chance
do
to
2 at a
warm up
time
and
as
stuff
well.
that.
Like one.
They used
one
to do
person
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they used to do.
Yeah. I would love to see that. I mean, I gotta say though, the and excuse me, everyone. I'm sorry. I've been sick all week, so if I sound it, I'm just I'm getting over it and recovering. But McDavid, man, going 8 for 8 and somehow not winning. That accuracy shooting. I'm like, what the hell is going on there? But man, at least he put on a show over there, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, overall, like, meh. I felt it was, as Sam said, it was kind of ESPN'd up a little bit to try and, appeal to like social media and, like,
they had the one mess up, right? In the production. Do you remember that with the golf thing? In the beginning, they played audio and they were swearing because they hit the wrong button.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I've done that before.
I didn't catch that one.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized that ESPN just completely missed out on?
What's that?
So ESPN had the super skills. ESPN had a beach atmosphere. ESPN probably still owns the rights to this. They could have absolutely brought back some competition with the pro beach hockey style rink with the ramps behind the net.
Ooh.
Why they did not do anything with that now is like, I'm like, oh, that would have been fantastic. Bring back some kind of a pro beach hockey type element. That would have been fantastic.
Next year as well, you're going to see a huge difference when you watch this competition because it's going to be in Toronto. And I mean, you want to talk about a hockey hotbed, obviously. You're going to see that skills competition where they like panned around the arena and it was just like, oh boy.
Empty.
This looks like a Florida Panthers game, like there's nobody there, so like, and no offense, Florida Panthers, not trying to knock you or anything like that, but I mean, the attendance down there is not good, it hasn't been for a long time. But next year you're going to be able to feel that energy from the fans it being up there in Toronto. And I hope they do bring back some of that other stuff, but it is also on the players, like Sam was saying, and Shorts Guy, you were saying too, like, those AHLers, they're hungry. They're hungry. They're ready to go out there and show off. And the NHLers, they're just worried about getting hurt. They don't really care. But ESPN and yes, Steven, I have the cooties this week. ESPN, they're trying to promote, the ratings this year for the NHL aren't as good as they were last year, although there are some, reasons behind that, both on TNT and on ESPN. For some reason, ESPN has been putting NHL games on Sunday against NFL. Gee, I wonder who's going to win that matchup.
We're still a football country.
And TNT,
country, no matter how you swing it.
TNT's had games blacked out, games featuring like, Bruins, Rangers, Devil, in the markets, they can get blacked out. So I know though that they're struggling for those ratings and they want to hype it up even more and more. So is that the way to go? I'm not really sure. I don't think so. I think more of the traditionalist, like we said, old man, get off my lawn type of stuff. But that's what I really enjoy.
Because those are skills.
About the skills competition. Yeah, I used to really love the skills competition night. I used to get so hyped for that.
It was
just to see the saves that Marty was going to make. You knew he was going to pull some sort of crazy, diving gloves like him and Hasek. They were there to show off. And like,
yes.
Now it just seems more like, oh, we're here. Yay.
Ally Afraidy with his wooden stick.
Woo!
Yeah.
Ally Afraidy. Man.
It used to be all hockey skills. And now it's show, like you said, showboating, showing off. It's if they just went back to the pure skills, I'm curious if it would bring back more of the traditional hockey fans, because there were definitely some years where that super skills was so much more exciting than watching the actual All-Star game itself.
Definitely. 100%.
Plus, I don't even like the Kachucks anymore. I'm done with them. I'm just done with both of them. Both of them. They're nothing like their dad. Anyway.
No.
But they did have some good ideas. The dunk tank and everything like that was kind of
entertaining.
Okay.
It was entertaining.
You know what would have been best? You know what would have been best? If they put Gary Bettman in that tank. Now, then I would change my mind on part of the All-Star festivities. They put Gary Bettman.
I think it's fine to have a little bit of that, but I just think it was too much. I think it was too much. Yeah, especially with those breakaway shots and everything. It's like, okay, cool, OV Jr., all right. Oh, that's cute.
See, I thought that was cute. I thought that was cute. That was kind of a fun touch.
Yeah.
It's fine if that's one of them, but like all of them being that way, nah.
Yeah.
It was just.
Well, you know what they did in the AHL skills competition? They didn't even announce it, but they were doing, I guess, one-on-one with the goalie, 5 shooters, and the last shooter was the player's kid that came out of nowhere, and
cool.
DuPont.
That's cool.
And boom, and it was just a one-time thing, is what you're saying, Scotty. It was just like, it wasn't the entire skills competition. I thought that was cool.
Where did you watch that, Sam? Because I kind of want to watch that if I get a chance.
I'll have to ask Mrs. Wu. She put it on.
Okay. Yeah, because I would like to watch that.
Yeah, it was. It took place in Laval, Quebec, and it's. I don't know how to pronounce their arena. I think they call it Place Arena. But to me,
what? You don't speak French?
It looks like Place Arena, but they say it's Place Arena.
Are you complaining that they have to French up their words?
Yeah, like Patrick Roy. I mean, get it right.
What was it from Home Alone? You're what they call les incompetents.
I know that movie.
Finally, we got one that he knows.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Filthy animal.
But All-Star break is now over. Thanks, sweet Ozzy.
Goodness. Oh, my God.
That was a long one for the Devils, over like a week off there. And they get back at it tomorrow night against Vancouver.
Are you hold on. The title sponsor, this is so dumb. Someone, they either backed up a dump truck full of money to the AHL, or someone just wasn't thinking. The title sponsor for the 2023 AHL Super Skills Competition, it's the 2023 Rona AHL All-Star Skills Competition.
Yep. And they had the Rona plates, on the accuracy. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Coming out of the pandemic with COVID. Oh my God, that's so stupid. Rona, they still got the Rona in the AHL. I have to try to find a place to watch this.
Which I don't have, by the way. I just have a head cold.
Good.
Okay, I just want to. My paranoid self has been testing. I don't know how many tests.
It was on NHL Network.
No, of course I don't get that.
Oh, the AHL skills competition?
No, the AHL. Yeah, the AHLs. I'll figure out how to get it to you. I'll figure out.
It's probably on demand. I bet you it's probably on demand for the NHL Network. I'm gonna have to look that up and watch it.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. NHL Network is the whole reason why I subscribe to Sling. Is because it's available on there.
Nico Dawes did pretty well. He was the only Devil affiliate there.
Right.
And he was stopping some shots. I didn't think he was the best goalie in the competition, but he held his own pretty well based on what I saw. So, again, they make goaltenders work. They make goaltenders work.
Good. That's the way it should be. So AHL TV has a free video stream, so I'm gonna have to see if I can catch a replay of that because I would like to watch that. Now that I have an AHL jersey, I don't know if I've.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Now you're ready.
Yeah, this is actually my second AHL jersey. The other one I got when I was working for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. I found my way into a free jersey.
Yeah, I have a Manitoba Moose jersey, but I don't think they exist anymore. Or do they?
I think they do.
They still do?
They do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Well, we got some can't even say it's second half, really, because we've already started the second half of the season. What do we have, like 30-some games left? Something like that? 35, 34, somewhere around there? 32?
Something like that.
And I think the big news, is that trade deadline is, creeping up. And there's been some rumors, flying around here and there. And I know one thing that I saw that I'm sure is going to get on everybody's mind. Of course, Timo Meier is someone that everyone has been looking at. But we've also heard from Fitzy about not wanting to, as Sam Wu alluded to a few weeks ago, not wanting to give, a winger or a forward a salary that's higher than Jack Hughes. And we already know that Timo Meier is going to be looking for more money than what Jack Hughes is making. And the word is starting to spread around that the team across the river is also starting to set their sights on Timo Meier as well. And, that team is going to have no problem giving Timo Meier any sort of money that he wants. And they have a penchant for making bad, ridiculous trades just to go ahead and get big names and stuff like that. So something to keep an eye on is the Rangers getting involved in this Timo Meier sweepstakes, because they also have another person, which, Panarin, and I don't know how, Panarin, was this the first time he was an All-Star? I think this was his first All-Star game. And
they had mentioned something.
I think they said that it was his first All-Star game. And, dude,
I think he was supposed to go like the Corona. He was supposed to go the pandemic year, but I think chose not to. Or it was something like he was elected one year and chose not to go.
I was like, how did that dude not get into the All-Star game before? Because he's been money since he's come into the league, basically. But he has also come out and said, I wouldn't mind playing with my former buddy, Patty Kane, who we know is going to be on the market with the struggling Chicago Blackhawks. However, Patrick Kane does have some injuries on the horizon that he may need some surgery for. So for him personally, do you take a trade now or you take a surgery now? Because going into your UFA season here, if you take surgery in the offseason, you're not going to be ready for the start of the season, which is going to damage your money income. So, two things to keep an eye on there. What are the Rangers going to do? Patrick Kane, Timo Meier. If it happens that the Devils do not get Timo Meier, just want to throw this name out there to you guys, because he was also in the All-Star game. He's also an unrestricted free agent. He is only 26 years old, and he's playing some damn good hockey for those Detroit Red Wings. And I'm talking about Dylan Larkin.
Yeah.
I'm more into him than Timo Meier at this point.
I'm wondering.
I was thinking of that too.
I'm wondering now that Lou went and signed his long-lost draft pick, Bo Horvat, to a ridiculously long 8-year contract, which apparently Lou isn't even a fan of, the contract that he went and he signed.
Sounds like the Kovalchuk deal.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Sounds like the Kovalchuk deal all over again.
Yeah, we have our little group text, and I was shocked when I saw that Lou said like it's too much money, it's too many years, and Shorts guy said, "Well, must be management pushing that contract on Lou," and I'm like,
It's gotta be.
Where have we heard that before as Devils fans? A really long, ridiculous contract.
Well, hopefully they can afford it. Hopefully they can afford it.
Well,
unlike us last time.
Yeah, right. I thought Lou did pretty good to get out of that, a couple of those contracts over there and to get Horvat. But 8 years for that price, it's a little risky. But if the Rangers come swooping in for Timo, I don't think it's a wise move to go for Patty Kane for the exact reasons we were just talking about. He is going to probably need hip surgery at some point or another. And he's a UFA, so there's no guarantee that he's going to stay in New Jersey. But Dylan Larkin would be a really, really nice get to put at a center position and be able to move Jack over to a wing. And I know so many people have been talking about using Holtz as trade bait. Man, what team does his former center from Sweden that he had so much chemistry with play for? Oh, the Detroit Red Wings.
Starting to see.
And Dylan Larkin might be someone who's not going to cost you $10 million per year as well. So just an idea I wanted to throw out to you guys and see what your reaction was to it. Because he's going to be on the move most likely.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm looking at his cap hit now. He's only 6.1. That's much less than Timo Meier. And there's no way that they would give him more than Jack. It's a big possibility. And he's, like you said, he's 26, so he's right in that prime of his career right there. And then
I think he fits well. I think he fits well.
And that would give Jack a fantastic center to play with.
Yep.
So this could be it could definitely be a good move for the Devils if, Timo Meier is not, going to be in the cards. And I don't want to overpay for Timo Meier. He would be a great addition to the team. No bones about it. But if the Devils are going to keep this team as Jack's team, there's no way that they're going to bring in a forward. I mean, Dougie Hamilton makes more than Jack, but he's a defenseman, and that's Dougie Hamilton. He's been in the league much longer. But yeah, I don't see them bringing in Timo Meier. And then I forget it was here that we were talking about it, or on Hockey on Tap, that he was going to, some rumor that he wanted like $10 million a year.
Yeah.
It's that's high. That's really high. And there's no way, but then again, credit to Fitzgerald, he got Jack for a steal on that contract. That Jack contract is so Devils friendly.
Well, I think
it's unreal.
I think the Jack contract was basically, okay, I'll give you the hometown discount, but you better start spending money. You can't just cheap out. And the Devils did exactly that. They spent
and then draft his brother.
Yeah, so they did Fitzy did everything right there. I'm not worried about Meier going to the Rangers. This is how, again, we've seen this script before with the Rangers. All right, they actually had a good plan going, and then they blew it up after that Tom Wilson incident. Okay, they got instant gratification. They went far last season, relying on their goaltender. But this is what typically happens with the Rangers. They start making trades, signing big players, then they're in cap hell, and then they wait for the collective bargaining agreement to run out, and then suddenly you've got like these, mulligan contracts that you can get off the books afterwards. Remember what happened with what's his face, Wade Redden? When they suddenly that mysteriously was off. They had some bad contracts, but it takes a CBA or if you can go back years ago with the Bobby Holik, contract. They were able to get off the books just like that because the CBA allowed it. We've seen that before. I'm not worried about the Rangers getting Timo Meier. Even if they did, I'm still not worried about it. I think the Devils would have to give up a lot for Timo Meier, and I've said this, and I threw Jesper Bratt's name around just like what I did last time with Matthew Tkachuk about throwing Nico Hischier. That's what's probably going to take, and it's just simply not going to happen. It's not, because Timo Meier's worth a lot. Now, there's a certain Sharks podcast out there that's been getting very sharky. They like the attention by trying to make fun of New Jersey Devils fans, trying to troll us. But there's one thing right in their podcast is you're going to have to pay a lot to get Timo Meier. They're not going to. San Jose is not stupid.
No, they know what they have. They know the asset they have, and they're going to command quite a high ransom in order to let him go. And I'm sure whatever team comes in is going to want to have them retain some of his contract, which is going to cost more as far as player assets are concerned. And then you have the implications of having to work something out. And I don't want to give up. I was talking to the guys from Hockey on Tap today. I would not want to give up good player contracts on a player who possibly may not re-sign here. I just think it's a dumb move. It's just not a smart move to give up really good young players, unless a player came in with what must have happened with Bo Horvat was there was a deal that was done in principle pending a trade. Unless there was some kind of a deal done in principle prior to or as a condition of the trade, that's a different story. But, if we're going to give up really good assets, a decent couple of draft picks, and then have the potential come July 1, he just walks away, that's giving up way too much for very little return. Unless for some reason, that the guy coming in, unless for some reason, and I know there's never a guarantee in this, but unless you had this just certainty that Timo Meier was going to be the guy that was going to get us over the line in the playoffs, which is impossible to know prior to the playoffs, it's just for me, it's a hard sell.
And right now,
I think you. Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
No, it's just the Devils aren't a Stanley Cup contender right now. They may be a contender for a playoff spot. But they're not. They're nowhere near being a Stanley Cup contender this season, and I just don't think Fitzy has to rush on this. He can.
No, he has time.
He could drive up the price for Meier, so the Rangers have to pay more. I'm sure he can do that.
Yep. I think Shorts Guy hit the nail on the head, though. Timo Meier is going to be, one of those guys that I think sets a new standard of contract, much like you see, just in this day and age of sports. Like each time one of these big superstars goes out there, they set a new level. Okay, well, now this guy got this amount of money, so that's the minimum amount that I want. I think he's going to be one of those guys that sets that new level, that new standard. In contracts. Is he going to come in here and sign, a 6 or 7 year deal or something like that? Or like Shorts Guy says, is he going to take a 1 year as an RFA and then wait for his right? And it's his right to do it. Yeah. Wait to become a UFA and then go out there and see where he wants to go. I would lean probably towards that second option there. And the amount, yes, the Sharks podcast can be a little sharky, as Samu wants to say, but they are 100% correct. I've seen some really bogus trade suggestions out there on social media in recent days where I'm just like, that will never fly,
Miles Wood, Alexander Holtz, and a third rounder will get it done, Scotty.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. No. Like these teams are gonna, especially the Sharks, a team in the rebuild, they're gonna come asking for the world.
Because they know what they have.
They're gonna be asking for a Jesper Bratt. They're gonna be asking for some of these top prospects. They're not just gonna come in here and ask for our second tier stuff. they're going to ask for the top stuff because Timo Meier is a top winger in the league. Mm-hmm. And they're going to want to rebuild a good team. Greer is not trying to put a crappy team out on the ice. He's not just
Greer's
trying to I mean, like
he knows what he's doing, and he's also trying to keep a job. You know, if he bumbles this Meier trade, you know, that could cost him his job in less than a year. So he's got to get this. Yeah. He's got to get this trade correct, and get back as much as he can to set the Sharks up for success in the future.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I know Dylan Larkin has a no. What does he got here? Does he have a no movement clause or something like that? No.
Set it up.
He's got something where he's got some sort of control, but at this point,
Yzerman would actually trade him to the Devils, being within the Eastern Conference.
He has a modified no trade clause where the player can submit a 10-team no trade list.
If the Devils give him some good prospects.
I'm sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong player. I was on my phone.
I think he's got a full no trade.
It's just a no trade clause. No trade. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't on the right line here. Yeah, he's got a full no trade clause. So, he would have to approve this trade.
Mm-hmm.
But Detroit is nowhere near the playoffs, correct?
Yeah. So does Yzerman just let him walk? Or does he try and go out there and move him for something? And like we've said, Lucas Raymond and Alexander Holtz came up together in Sweden, and they were quite the dynamic duo over there. Do I want to lose Holtz yet? I'm still on, the opinion that kid could be, a really, really good scoring winger. He might have some defensive liabilities right there, but I think he's going to be putting the puck in the net. That's for damn sure. But there is that idea that you can reunite those two in Detroit and start building a future over there. Obviously it's going to take more than just Alexander Holtz to get this deal done. But will it cost as much as Timo Meier? I'm not sure. Larkin's got a smaller contract. It's probably someone that maybe you can negotiate something and get a nice $8 million per year salary with. Would be a fantastic center for Jack Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
You can move old Jackie Boy over to the wing there. You already have Bratt playing with Nico. Dawson Mercer can move up. You got Tatar, who's been, good over there. You have a bunch of other guys. Obviously I don't think you want to trade Dawson Mercer, but, maybe some of these defensive prospects that we have. I know people have been looking into Tice Thompson. I don't know if he's Tage, but, we do have Tice Thompson as well. We do have a couple of good goalie prospects. Mackenzie Blackwood might be a nice piece in there for Detroit as well. So just throwing it out there. The Timo Meier is that nice, the sexy pick, the sexy move over there. But Dylan Larkin is kind of, he's had himself an incredible year as well. And he is also only 26 years old. And that fits right into that mold of what Tom Fitzgerald usually looks for. So if you got the Rangers coming in here looking to drive the price up on Timo Meier, like Sam said, they have thrown out many a stupid contract before, Don't get into a bad bidding war there.
No.
Because eventually the Devils, eventually the Devils, you're going to have to sign Luke as well. You're not getting rid of Luke. No matter what idiot podcast, everywhere says it starts with Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes and Simone Nemec, they're not going anywhere. Neither of those two are going anywhere. So for every, dummy up there in Vancouver that thinks we're trading both of those guys for like JT Miller or, Bo Horvat before he got moved to the island, that's just not happening. That's not happening. So, I think we still have some pieces though to move. I don't want to lose Holtz because I still like that shot, but a package starting with a Holtz and a Mackenzie Blackwood, and a few other pieces maybe moving to Detroit, that might be a little bit more enticing, especially to Yzerman with that history of Lucas Raymond and Alexander Holtz together over there in that Swedish Elite League before they both came into the draft. Yeah, and what was it? Raymond was drafted fourth, and then Holtz. What was Holtz? He was sixth or seventh. What
seven?
What pick did we have? Seventh?
7 or 8? 7.
Yeah,
somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were a dynamic force over there in Sweden. So, is that a way for them to go? It's very enticing. It's very enticing. I'm just saying, keep your eyes on those sort of things, because everyone has been Timo. And I get it, because he would be a nice winger and a great addition for us. But it may not work out.
Plus, you're going to have to deal with Claude Lemieux, his agent, and he's a pain in the butt. I mean,
he seems to be.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thunk it? Claude Lemieux, pain in the ass. I never would have heard of that.
Never would have thought that. Never would have assumed
never.
That.
Yeah. Ask Lou. Lou knows all about it twice.
I thought that would have been to our advantage. Nope. Claude is Claude. Pep is Pep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's a compliment when I say that. And, if Fitzgerald's right, you want to have that salary cap culture. I mean, this is Jack Hughes' team. It really is. And it was very successful years ago before the cap when there was an unofficial cap where Scott Stevens and Marty Brodeur, nobody made higher than they did.
Yeah.
Not even Scott Niedermayer, and Scott Niedermayer left. So, again, it's you're going to have to see here. I think Timo Meier, he's probably going to the Rangers. I'm sure.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be even surprised if Fitzy made these very under the radar moves, possibly to get Luke Shen or a couple gritty D guys just to shore up some depth, and then maybe one forward and call it a day, because the future's so bright in New Jersey. Why mortgage it? There's no reason to.
That's
another reason to be able to convince Larkin to come over as well. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, we're missing out on Timo. No, we're not, because now we have Jack Hughes just moving over to the wing. There's your big winger.
I think one of the things that the Devils do have as a selling point for anyone that would potentially come here on trade and then potentially re-signing for a bit of a discount is the fact that, like Sammy said, the future is very bright here with what we're building and what we have. So not to say that everyone's going to take that discount just to play here, but we are one of the up-and-coming teams in the league right now, and that could potentially be a bargaining chip as far as Fitzgerald is concerned about bringing someone in and then having a deal put in place that would not, eclipse Jack as far as what the deal is going to be per year. So that is a potential selling point, not to say that, it's going to work, not to say that's what's going to happen, but it is a selling point that, we are on the upswing. Compared to some other teams, you just can't make more than $8 million a year as a forward.
Also, I'm a little worried about Jesper Bratt, those contract negotiations, because they're going to play hardball. I know people say, "Oh, Bratt, we still have another year under our control," but his value is pretty high right now. Do you want to squander that? If the negotiations right now where you have exclusivity is going nowhere? Just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah, no, it's valid. It's valid. If that's one of those things where it's just not going to happen, that makes it much easier to trade him now, or at least to trade him at some point if you know that no deal is imminent or a possibility at all.
And think long term, guys. Think like a visionary right now. If you set the bar at Jack Hughes, and from here on out, it actually gets easier because then you get to weed out who's in it for the money or who's in it to win. And I like that a lot because I know you have to pay your players, but just some players, I don't know. Like if Timo Meyer signed with New Jersey $11 million for 7 years, and then it turns out year 3 he's got an injury problem or he's a dud, you're stuck. You're totally stuck. There's just only certain guys that I would give that money to. One of them is Jack Hughes. The other is Nico Hischier.
Because they've proven it.
And yeah, they've proven it. I don't know, man. The more I think about it, the more I think a Dylan Larkin, is something that makes more sense. I mean, obviously it's just something coming up out of my head and everything like that, but the Timo move, yeah, I mean, if you do move him, if you do go for him, the Sharks are going to ask for Jesper Bratt. And that's kind of like, you kind of want to hang on to him as well. Because you really want to, then you're just trading like this guy's points for this guy's points. There's no like, it's just a flat move like there. And it's just like, well, what are we doing over here? You bring in Larkin, and you keep Bratt, man, now you're solidifying down the center even more. You imagine having Nico and Dylan Larkin as your 1-2 center combo.
Jeez, that's pretty good. I'll take it.
That's money right there. Larkin is Holla in the face-off circle, but he can actually, put up points and stuff like that more than old EH has been doing. He
is fast, Larkin.
He is. Mm-hmm. He is. So I don't know. It's starting to look a little bit more enticing that way to me, but hey, gonna leave it up to the old Fleece Gerald and see what he can come up with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, now watch him get both Meyer and Larkin.
Somehow pull it off.
For nothing.
Yeah, for a bag of used pucks.
Yeah, for Miles Wood and and a 4th rounder.
You never know what's going to come up, but the Devils do have some prospects that can be moved that I think would be really enticing to Detroit. I think Holtz would be a good piece for Detroit with Lucas Raymond, Mackenzie Blackwood. You might want to throw like a Muhammad Doolin in there. That's a nice, another, big defenseman. I don't know if Kevin Ball is really enticing too many teams with his, performance up here. He kind of seems to be more of just, I don't know. Maybe he needs more time to blossom and to flourish in the NHL because he was doing good at the AHL level. But right now, it doesn't seem to be fully clicking yet at that NHL speed. Muhammad Doolin still has a lot of hype around him from his KHL experience. We haven't seen him really at the NHL level just yet.
Hopefully soon.
So hopefully soon. I mean, he's coming to North America. And we have heard the rumors that, Luke will be in the lineup by the time this season ends.
Which is going to be
whether
wild.
It's Luke Hughes or Luke Shen, we'll have to see. But I have heard the idea of Luke Shen coming over as well. That might be an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give a little more grit to that back end.
Well, I think he's an upgrade over Brendan Smith. That's just my opinion.
Yes.
And I like Brendan Smith, but I think Luke Shen is definitely an upgrade.
Yeah. No, Brendan goes out there and he hustles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not forget, we no longer have that 3rd round pick too. So that's one pick that cannot be used in any of these trade deadline deals because we traded that to Pittsburgh for Mr. John Marino. So no 3rd round pick that could be moved.
Right.
Not that really makes that much of a difference, but that's one less pick that we can use as a piece of trade bait.
Who should be back in the lineup tomorrow night, which will be nice.
Which means that there could potentially be a football call tomorrow night on Devils After Dark.
Could be a football call with the king of the football calls, Sam Wu himself.
Been resting.
Look out, baby.
Cords. Just been resting.
Yeah, baby.
Well, That's all I got.
That's it?
That's all I got. Hey, I put that whole thing together about Dylan Larkin. What do you want from me? All right.
That's it?
I thought that was good. I thought
it was
a nice
good
thing. Maybe get some rumors going out there. Maybe get some whispers. Get some
thought-provoking conversation starter. It had everything you needed for radio and podcasting. Here we go.
Here we go.
Tomorrow night at Prudential Center, the Crab Legs, Rick Tocchet, and the Vancouver Canucks play your New Jersey Devils. Trying to warm up. Warm up. But I don't want to hurt my voice like I have been.
I will say.
Don't blow it out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. I will say it has sucked without having Devils hockey for over a week.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to tomorrow's game against Vancouver, just to be able to sit and watch it tomorrow. Well, actually, I can't even watch it. I got hockey on tap at 8 o'clock. So I can watch the first maybe 30 minutes of the game, first half hour.
Well, we've got Game Day Live tomorrow and Devils After Dark. We're back. Mm-hmm. Should we start plugging before we go? We have to plug.
Yeah, let's plug.
Yeah, let's plug. We're going to plug away.
Got to pay the bills somehow.
Yeah, so February 25th, American Whiskey, our big 500,000 party. I think we're about 6,000 downloads away from hitting a 500,000. Yeah, probably this week. So, join us at American Whiskey, February 25th, before the Devils take on the Philadelphia Flyers.
There it is. Cannot
we got
wait.
The private jet. Maybe if we win the lottery by then, we'll have the private jet. There's my flight plan. Again,
love that.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, maybe I should print that out and hang it at American Whiskey.
Sammy, you should give that graphic to Billy Dean so we can post that so we can use it on Hockey on Tap.
Yeah, I will.
The next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I will. I will do that. And also confirming, Arlette will be there on February 25th at American Whiskey. And also, we brought our DJ Shelley.
Yes, we did.
DJ Shelley, if you've ever been to any of our events pre-COVID, she knows how to play hockey music.
She does.
Not from my 2006 iPod, but she knows how to.
The 1 gig or the 50 gig brick.
Yeah. So
click wheel. We're also going to have we're also looking to have a pretty good merger of a lot, if not all, of the podcasts on the network in one place.
Yeah.
For that party. We are it could potentially be like a coming together like of a Voltron type thing. All the pieces are going to come together for the first time ever.
Because you've never met Scotty. You've never met Scotty
in person.
No.
Not in person. I've never met Scotty, Nick, or Vinny. But I just did have the privilege of spending the last 5 days with the Hockey on Tap guys, and man, by the time I saw them today, they were all starting to look really ugly to me. So, we which by the way, congratulations to Schwim on Hockey Untapped for getting married on Friday.
Yeah, congratulations, Schwim.
And having a bunch of us idiots be in his wedding. Surprisingly, none of us got kicked out. Surprisingly, I did not get kicked out. Although someone at the venue did assume I would get kicked out. I randomly said, "I'll bet you Shorts guy gets kicked out of this wedding," and one of Schwimm's relatives was like, "Yeah, probably." I was like, "Oh, I don't even know you. You don't even know me."
You know what? Shorts guy at a wedding. I mean, at my wedding, my photographer made fun of Shorts guy. If you remember that.
I do. Everyone, I tend to get in a slight bit of trouble at weddings. So. It's not my fault. I like to have a good time.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we're February 25th. We're going to pump the tires there and working with the beer company, and also we're going to have tons of sangria. Unlimited amount of sangria that night.
Sweet.
So we got a DJ, we've got entertainment, DJ Shelley, and then we've got Arlette going to sing before our podcast. That's how it all started, right? With Arlette.
Yep.
So so that's it. So I'm going to drop the podcast at midnight for your morning commute. Again, Game Day Live and Devils After Dark. Tomorrow, we will be pushing it out to the big TV at American Whiskey for pregame and postgame for those that are attending. And, that's it. I should probably hit the music now.
Probably.
Yeah. On cue, right?
Yes. Well
there
done,
it
Sam.
is.
Also, I want to read up a review before we go from Evan from Canada. Best Devils podcast around. Loving hearing from Sam Wu, Shorts Guy, Scotty, Vinny, Nick, and company on a daily basis. Keep it up, fellas.
I love it.
And company wishes he could be here tonight, but
Yes. Yeah.
He'll be back.
He now has two nicknames: and company, and crew.
Yeah. That's fun.
They're actually twin brothers. They're twin brothers.
Yeah.
And company and crew. Yeah.
I heard they were twin cousins, but that's what I've heard. They were twin cousins.
Both art teachers, too.
Yeah, both are
man.
teachers.
Wild. So wild.
Both have wives that do everything.
They do everything.
Oh, I'm horrible.
You are. You better cut it before we get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, before we have that phone call, I'm ending our friendship. I can't take it anymore. Anyway.
Yep.
Till next time, let's go Devils.